Welcome back to TV13. I'm your anchor, Trayvon Watson. Currently, there is breaking news that the cost of living has increased by 21.4% since 2020. The people of America have increasingly seen the effects of the drastically changing economy. The struggle to survive has never been realer. In return, poverty has increased by 4.4% since 2021. The cost of groceries and simple necessities have skyrocketed over the last couple of years. In 2020, the CPI saw a temporary decline due to the economic disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, as demand for goods and services dropped severely. However, inflation began rising in 2021. The average American says they need $233,000 to live, but in 2021, American workers on average made $75,000. As the economy rebounded, supply chains were disrupted, and demand for goods surged. The CPI increased rapidly through 2022 and into 2023. Driven by high energy costs, food prices, and wages, 72% of Americans said they weren't financially secure, and 26% said they never will be. In 2024, inflation rates began to stabilize, but they remain higher than pre-pandemic levels. Central banks such as the Federal Reserve took action like raising interest rates by 4.5 to 4.75% to try and control inflation, leading to some easing of price increases. But by late 2024, despite these efforts, certain sections like housing and food continue to see higher than usual inflation. For example, housing prices rose 4.3% between the third quarter of 2023 and the third quarter of 2024. The Consumer Price Index is closely tied to the cost of living, as it measures the average change in prices paid by consumers for a basket of goods and services over time. As the CPI rises, it typically signals that the cost of living is increasing, meaning consumers need more money to purchase the same items or services. This is particularly noticeable when there are sharp increases in essential categories like housing, food, energy, which are significant components of the CPI. From 2020 to 2024, as inflation surged, the cost of living rose, making it challenging for households to maintain their standard of living. Especially for those with fixed incomes, higher prices for necessities like groceries, fuel, and rent outpaced wage growth for many, eroding purchasing power and creating financial strain for a large portion of the population. Now we hear experiences from a real-world perspective of the drastic cost of living.
I'm here with our guest, Armanda Fanuga. So Armanda, tell me how you've seen the cost of living increase and what changes do you think need to be made?
Well, I've seen the cost of living increase throughout the years in terms of housing, utilities, and the cost of food. And inflation has caused everyday expenses to increase. And in my opinion, the government will need to maintain and monitor inflation rates. They need to improve resources like healthcare and education, because in turn, that would improve the average American's overall finances.
Thank you. Following the presidential election, the former president, Donald Trump, has been elected again, and he has interesting plans for the economy. He claims, to me, the most beautiful word in the dictionary is tariff. In the shoe industry, consumers and retailers were hit with a 7.5% tariff that Trump put in place in 2019 on hundreds of millions of shoes imported from China. Inflation has been a top issue for voters. One of Trump's central campaign promises, placing tariffs on all goods imported into the U.S. This would likely raise prices and cost workers their jobs. Although Trump plans to cut regulations that in his eyes are unnecessary and burdensome, affordable housing, reducing mortgage rates back down to 3%, and saving the average homeowner thousands of dollars per year, as well as lowering taxes for manufacturing investments and lowering the business tax from 21% to 15%. Message to Trump: we need you to make it affordable to live. That is a non-negotiable. And I think with the right plan put in place, you can make that happen. And to help us see our message, call the White House or write a letter to the president to explain the dire situation we need to better our society. That's what we deserve as a country. Go to www.whitehouse.gov/getinvolved/write or call. Help us get our message of affordable living out there, and we will support you.